You're listening to Melissa Gorga on Display with me, Melissa Gorga, on Podcast One.
The mystery sale is back at JCPenney. Hurry in store for our coupon giveaway. You could score an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. That's instant savings on top of already great prices, like tees for the fam starting at $9.99 and Home Expressions bath towels only $4.99. Plus, extended store hours Friday and Saturday. Surprise! Shopping is back. JCPenney. Offers good on select styles through 4/16. Exclusions apply. Giveaway in store only while supplies last. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
I am afraid of the dark. I think it's because I do a lot of horror films. I mean, if I needed a glass of water tonight, I'd rather die of dehydration than go down to the kitchen by myself because I assume someone's waiting there with a knife under the kitchen sink.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On Display. Super excited. I know you guys are going to be so excited about this guest because you guys talk to me about her all the time when I'm out. You loved watching us together on the Ultimate Girls Trip. There's so many things that you guys just run up to me all the time and ask me questions about this woman. So, here she comes. She's one of the OGs of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's an actress. She's an incredible mom. And she's a great friend of mine. I have Kyle Richards today.
How are you? Hi, everybody.
Hi. So good to see you.
You too.
What's going on over there in Beverly Hills?
Phone. Yeah. What is going on over here? Well, yesterday it was pouring rain, like flooded all over the place, which was totally unexpected. And now it's a typical gorgeous day in Southern California over here.
I know. I'm so jealous. It's freezing out of nowhere. So in the spring over here, we get like 60-degree days. Out of nowhere, it turned to 24 degrees today. We're all freezing. We all put the heat back on. I have like a blanket surrounding my back. I
thought the 60-degree was your freezing day.
Oh my God. 60 degrees. We want to put a bathing
60
suit
degrees,
on.
Girl. I got the fireplace on and I am hunkered down for the day.
Jesus, it must be nice because literally to us, it's like, oh my God, it's time to go outside and enjoy the weather and be alive again because we're used to like 17 degrees. So lucky you.
Slight exaggeration, but yeah, it's, anyway.
It's funny. Anytime anyone ever asks me about like, what franchise would you join? Because you know how they always do that. Like if you can join another franchise, yeah. I always say Beverly Hills, not only for like the incredible like landscape in the backyards and, we just need to talk about your Instagram and like your dogs. Like I need to talk about those dogs for a minute too, because you have so many dogs. Like I have one dog and I can't handle my one dog drives me crazy. It's like, I don't know. I watch your dogs. And they're big dogs. They're big dogs. Yeah, and they're all over the place and they're on your bed and they're on your couch and they're eating your pillows. And I'm like, Kyle and her dogs, I can't. Are you obsessed with all these dogs?
I'm obsessed with my dogs. I love them so much. That's what happens when you get involved in, rescuing animals. So it's really hard. I follow all these different rescues, some that are, close by, which make it easy to help out and some that are not. But, just sometimes you can't resist and you see one, you're like, oh my God, and then my kids get to me and then I'm like, well, we'll just foster it for a bit. And then, I've never fostered a dog and given it back. Let's just put it that way. So here I am, but I really am at my max. It is, I cannot begin to express how much work it is. And I really don't recommend it to other people, honestly, having 6 dogs. So, I have 2 away right now. My Smokey went to training because she is so much work. And my other dog, Romeo, Sophia took back with her to college in DC. And having 4 dogs, I'm not going to lie, is really nice. It's just a lot less work. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just had to like touch on that because I'm like, this woman and her dogs and how they run rampant through her backyard, biting things. And like, they're gorgeous. There's this one, I think it's like maybe Stormy.
Yeah. Stormy.
Oh my God. The face on that dog when it was a baby. I was like, I need that.
So gorgeous. I know. They're just so sweet and they all have different personalities, like our kids. And there's just, I can't even pick a favorite. I love them all so much.
I know. So funny. I remember you had one Pomeranian once. I don't know if people know this about us, but Kyle has like a beautiful Pomeranian. I was like, where did you rescue this dog from? Like, I need one of these. And you directed me in the right direction of like where, like a really good dog spot.
Yeah. Well, that dog is my problem child, but he's in DC right now, living his best life and going to college with Sophia. But he'll be home soon.
Unbelievable. He's one of the bad ones, the Pomeranian, the little Pom.
He's a problem child, no doubt. No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. My children never gave me this much grief, guys. Let me tell you.
I know. Hats off to you for taking care of all those dogs. It's hysterical. And I actually love watching it when you put it on Instagram. So,
thank you.
Anyway, I just want to hit with you a little bit about the Ultimate Girls Trip, just because people would be so upset if we didn't discuss it. I want to let everyone, right? Like, how much fun did we have being roommates and just kind of sharing each other's. I feel like you gave me a lot actually of tips. Like there was a lot of beauty secrets going on. We were stuck in like this. Listen, you had a beautiful room. There was nothing wrong with your room. I was like in a closet and I was having you like
were in
share.
the closet, but my room was, the second worst. Which by the way, when they were all fighting and Ramona was running around and, doing that whole thing she was doing, trying to get the best room. I mean, I was just like, I can't even get involved with that. So I'm just going to go for the lesser of the evils and take the second worst room downstairs.
No, I think the both of us looked at each other.
Who I was going to end up with. So thank God it was you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that what people might not know, and I know we've said it a couple of times, but we've hung out before the Ultimate Girls Trip. So we kind of knew each other. We knew how, we've been to dinners. I've been to Vegas with you. Remember we met Lady Gaga together? Well, I met her that day. I don't know if you met her that day.
Well, I know I had known her because I did the video with her.
Right.
So, yeah. So, she's amazing. I love her so much. I just saw her actually. I didn't even say hi because she was like whizzing past at the Elton John party, at the Oscar party. And I'm like, not one of those people. I feel too like embarrassed to like get up and go and say hi. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just,
she would have been so kind to you. She would have been.
Of course, she's always so sweet and kind, but I'm like, I'm shy like that. People don't know that about me.
You get like embarrassed. Like you're scared to like go and put yourself out. I get like that too. I get shy around like people that I feel like I'm asking a favor or making them feel uncomfortable, or I'm like this. I'm the same way. But what about her with Liza Minnelli? Did you watch that the other night? Like it was amazing.
I did. Really sweet. Really sweet. Yes. That was another moment that got lost in all the craziness. I don't even know what to say about what happened.
I was just staring at the TV in shock. And I know I've been talking about this a little bit, and I have like a little disappointment because I am a major fan of Will Smith and everything he always stood for. So I was just like, what is happening?
It was disappointing, no doubt. I mean, no,
that's a whole.
I actually initially thought it was a joke, and Garcelle said, no. Chris Rock's energy shifted. It shifted. And I was like, wait, what? It has to be a joke. And I was, Will Smith's face coming back. He didn't look upset or something. So I was confused. I didn't know. I was, they're just playing around. For
me, it was the way so it was very like a dramatic, and there was like a little bit of like a foot action in it. So I was like, oh, this is so like fake. Like I definitely thought it was fake. And then you're right. And I and I've said before, I think he could have just sat there and like screamed from the stands. He didn't have to get up and walk onto the stage. He could have just gave the finger, did something. That's what I feel about that. But
I just feel like you're nominated for an Oscar. You're at the Academy Awards, and it just could have been handled differently, especially you're nominated for Best Actor. I don't know. It was not handled well at all. But
no.
But I do have to give props to Chris Rock because of the way he handled it is what made me think it was a joke. Because I mean, he just kind of laughed it off. I mean, you get a hit like that in front of millions of people watching. It's pretty impressive the way he handled himself.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because think about how many people watch crazy, especially on Jersey, like crazy interactions or anything physical that goes on Housewives. And the first words out of everyone's mouth is always, is that real? Is that real? Is that fake? And now I see what they're talking about because I totally did not believe that until I saw it online. I completely thought that was fake. That was like, It was insane. My mouth was dropped for 20 minutes and I couldn't stop searching Instagram to see if this was like real.
Same. We were all sitting at the table at the event, all on our phones on Twitter, trying to figure out what was happening.
It was insane. It was insane. But anyway, going back to the girls trip. So I just want to let everyone know that Kyle taught me on the girls trip a couple beauty tricks. I feel like we were sharing the bathroom. We were sharing space. I was saying we were washing our vajayjays in front of each other. Not really, but kind of. It was pretty see-through, that glass.
No, what's weird is that, you were talking about the soap that you didn't want to use on your vajayjay.
Well, you don't put Irish Spring. My mother taught me you have to just use Dove. It has to just be like that white Dove soap that doesn't have all these like scents.
I do not need a green bar down there.
No,
something that looks like it could like wash your clothes and like get the stains out of clothes. I do not need down there. But
I don't know.
No, it was so interesting to me because that's not how we shoot Beverly Hills, obviously, and I'm sure any of the franchises. So to have I'll be in the shower and the crew, even though it was frosted glass, they would just pass right past me to go film you in your room, and I was like. I mean, of course they couldn't see in, but the top of the shower is open. I'm seeing the boom. I'm hearing you guys filming. I'm like, this just feels so weird.
It was weird. It was weird. I remember both of us actually saying like, we can't believe how there is not even a 10-minute break. Like there was not even 5 minutes to like, just have a moment to like breathe or change or anything. They were there like 24/7. But I have to say, I couldn't have picked a better roommate. I had so much fun with you. I learned how to bling my whole body up, which by the way, I always have done. I've always like used great like tinted lotions, and we use that Fenty. And then I went and bought it. I'm like, no, Kyle buffs it in with a little buffer. It's pretty amazing. Now I'm addicted to it. Now I want to put it on.
It's so good. It really is. The Fenty body makeup is amazing. So is Kim K. Her body makeup, Kim's, is amazing also. And they don't rub off on everything.
True.
So
true.
No,
I love it.
And I'm like Irish. After doing 23andMe, I've learned that I'm like pretty much 100% Irish.
Really? Did you just do it recently?
Well, I knew my mom was 100% Irish. And then my dad was, I was told Welsh, and my dad had white blonde hair and blue eyes. And my mom had red hair and green eyes. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm Irish and Welsh, but I guess my dad had Irish in him too, because I'm like, teeny bit Welsh, but pretty much all Irish. So, I mean, I definitely need that body makeup if I don't have a spray tan, because I get freckles on my body, Yeah. Yeah.
You have that, but you have the dark hair. So it kind of throws you off. Like when I first met you, I wasn't sure. I even thought you had like a little Italian in you, to be honest.
People always guess that. People always think that. The funny thing is, as a little girl, I was really, I was not as blonde as my sisters. They had like white blonde hair, but I had like dirty blonde hair, but I always had the dark eyebrows. But as I got older, and I hit like 11 or whatever, it started 10, 11, it started to get darker. And then I decided, one day I was just going to dye it dark, and kind of like kept that as my thing. And I think it was sort of my way of separating myself from, my sisters and having my own identity. And
just standing out.
Yeah. in this kind of like sea of blondes. But yeah, I'm not as dark as people think I am. That's for sure.
Well, speaking of your sisters, it's funny because you're one of the only people that I can talk to about the fact that you have like a sibling or someone that tightly related to you on the show that you've actually filmed with. I mean, now that you've done it with not one, but two of your sisters, is there a time that you're like, I wish I didn't do this? Or is it just come easy to you now? I don't think people realize that, or I should say other housewives do not realize how difficult it is when it's such a tight knit thing and it's like your sibling and it's your family. I mean, it's rough. It's
very different. I mean, when I started out doing this and I, suggested bringing Kim in, this is going back, over 12 years ago now. At first, the casting people were like, no, they don't really want to do siblings. They already have that on Jersey and they don't want to do that type of thing. Or I guess there was a lot of family in Jersey because you weren't on the beginning, but,
well, yeah, because we also had the other sister-in-laws. We had Caroline and
that's
Jacqueline
right.
Dina.
So,
yes.
So then, I went to the people at Evolution, and, I was like, I really think it's a mistake, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, wait, your sister was the one that was in Escape Torch Mountain. And so then they, brought her in, whatever. And I really thought it was going to be, like a 2 to 3 month job, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just liked the idea because I was like, oh, it's just reality. So I'm at home with my kids and they're just going to film me at home with my kids. Ha 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 ha. So funny. So
Joke's on you.
Joke's on me. Here I am, 12, 13 years later now. So, then obviously anyone who watches the show knows what we went through on that. And that was, oh my God, that was extreme. That was probably the most stressful time ever for me in the show, obviously, this is without a doubt. And then bringing Kathy in, I think people also know we had our struggles as sisters in our family. And then it was just like fun, filming with Kathy. And of course, there's times it's a little bit strange because I've been doing this so long and the crew becomes like your family. And, all of a sudden my sister Kathy, who's just not used to this, she's looking at me for every single thing. And I'm like, I'm hosting a dinner here. I've got cameras in my face. I don't travel with glam. I've got to get my hair washed and do my makeup. My sister's like, where is this? I need this. Could you get me this? I'm like, Kathy, I figure it out. Like, I'm trying to get ready and like host everybody here. And then she's teasing me going, you don't have matching this or that, or you've got mismatched. I'm like, listen, I can only do so much. Leave me alone.
She's hysterical on the show, and your banter, your sister banter between the two of you, I lived for. I really do. I think it's so different than your relationship that I saw with Kim. It was just a different vibe of like relationship. It was almost like you were there to like, I don't know, you were like Kathy's assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
You're her assistant, right?
Assistant.
Yes.
And then you know how we travel on these trips, and I don't know if people realize this, but like when we travel, we go on these trips, like you got to get your luggage to your room. You know what I mean? They're like, want to see you come in with all your stuff. And it's like the people that are traveling with us are like, camera and audio and this stuff. There's not like people there to like carry our luggage and stuff. No. And I can remember, and my sister's like, where are the people that help with the bag? I'm like, what people? We're at my house. And she's like, where are the people who help with the bags? I'm like, there's not a doorman. There's not a bellman. I don't know what to tell you. Like, do you want to ask the camera guys? They're holding cameras.
I died when she said that because I totally know the situation and how there is no really like, if you're thirsty, someone will grab you a water or something. But it's like, she was so funny in that because she was thinking, which a lot of people think, I think about our shows, that it's so glamorous on the other side. And like, we have people catering to us and how the set must look. And there's probably fresh strawberries sitting there in case you're, hungry, but it's not like that. It's like raw work. We go in there, we work, we pick our own bags.
Well, of course we go on trips, we have a chef and all the stuff is nice, but like getting in there, like you got to work for yourself. I remember when Denise Richards joined the show, I always laugh because coming from the scripted world, like Denise Richards, she kept saying, where are craft services? And every time I'd say, like we always, when you're filming a movie or TV show, there's a special area dedicated, you have your coffee, your tea, all your snacks. And, when you're on a TV series or a movie, they know what you love and they have all your favorite things. So she kept asking where the craft services was. And first I thought she was joking. And I'm like, honey, there are no craft services. Like, you want some snacks, you got to put them in your purse.
That's it. Put some peanuts in your purse because that is your craft services for the day. That is actually hysterical. Let's talk health for a minute because there's nothing more important than taking care of yourself. If you're not feeling your best, you can't be your best. Sambucol helps you feel your best by supporting your immune system with premium black elderberry. Sambucol is the original black elderberry brand, so you know you're getting immune support you can trust. They have these gummies that you can take every morning to make sure you can keep doing what you need to do. These gummies taste so good, guys. They're so easy to incorporate into your daily wellness routine. And because they taste so good, a lot of people take them as a morning treat with their coffee so they can just get their day started off right. Sambucol has a ton of other formats to choose from, including syrups, drink powders, tablets, capsules, and more. They even have products for kids and babies too. you can help support your entire family's immune system with Sambucol. Use code Melissa and get 15% off your order of $9.99 or more at SambucolUSA.com. That's SambucolUSA.com. Code Melissa to get 15% off your order of $9.99 or more. You saw firsthand, honestly, like what it was like for Teresa and I, just to get into it, even for 5 minutes, and like the tension that can start, and just the way that it can kind of, something about family, like it's the old feelings always come back. Like we hold a grudge, I think, a little bit
longer. And you know
longer.
them in a completely different way too, which is also like a different situation. Like you know them too well, you know?
Yes, you know them too well. And it's almost like we hate that. We're like, we hate that there's someone there that can like be like, no. We know about this. We know about that. You know
like, them too well. They know you too well. It's just a completely different situation.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky. But I always say, like, it's one of the hardest things. And I don't really think anyone really gets that besides you and your sisters and, Joe Gorga and Teresa. And I think that we're all very similar, and we're all very like tight with family. Like you are so great talking about family. You have 4 beautiful daughters, right? You have Mauricio, who is another, which I kind of understand this, which, listen, you and Mauricio are so much fun. And Joe and I love you guys. We have a great time whenever we're like at dinner with you guys. I feel like our men have really great personalities and they're a little bit more forefront.
They're good guys.
They are. They're good guys. They're family guys. They're all about their wives and their kids, which, God bless them. They really are. They're awesome that way. But it gets rough sometimes, when you have like this handsome husband. And girls are, and I know you and I have talked about this before, but girls, they get a lot of fans. They have their own fans. They have their own DMs going on from random women around the world. And like, they have their own little fan base of women who kind of think they're good looking, right? And they will literally tell you right to your face, or they'll tell them right to their face. I mean, how do you handle that? Does it get rough for you sometimes?
In the beginning, it was so funny because to me, when I met my husband, he was just a nice Jewish guy, and, I just was like, I, of course, thought he was so handsome. But then when we started the show, and then they started doing these polls, and I was like, everybody get lost. Like, this is my little best kept secret, But we laugh about it now. But of course, there's been times when we're like, he never knew how to work his Instagram. So he'd be like, how do you post this? How do you look at this? So now, actually, my daughter helps him run his Instagram. But so I remember once I was like looking through his phone, and how we get the DMs, but like when you have a lot of followers, like they get lost in the +99 requests or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I look at this and it's like, hey, if you're ever in whatever area, let's hook up. You're hot. And I was like, I will effing kill you. And I started finding myself getting in a bad mood, but I didn't want to like mad at him, but he didn't even know about the DM.
And you're like, you wanted to give him an attitude.
Yeah, but he's like, doesn't even know that they exist. And I was like, delete, block, delete, block, delete, block. But he doesn't even know. And I'm finding myself getting so worked up. So then, but that was a while ago. Now I just kind of laugh, whatever,
You just like laugh it off. But I will say in the beginning, it is definitely rougher. I didn't know how to handle it in the beginning. And I was like insulted that these women would actually take the time to like write this little message to him. And they would say to him, like, even now he's doing like some comedy shows and they'll be like, when you're in Boston, stop by here. I'm the waitress. And I'm like, what? What
yeah, I will literally cut you.
Like
the funny
you and I are so similar like that. Like we are very like a good jealous. I call that a good jealous.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I don't like feeling like that, but I am like that. And my husband, he just thinks I'm, ridiculous and funny, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't get those DMs. I mean, I am like, so like, I don't know. I just don't get those kind of DMs. When I do, I'm like, oh my God, oh, look at this. So upsetting. This person.
This person wants to tell me how
look
gorgeous
look at
I
this
am.
handsome man who's flirting with me. I can't believe this. Literally never happens.
Like, why is this happening to me right now? Look at this, Mauricio. They want to suck my toes. They always write something crazy, like they want to suck your toes or something. I'm like,
okay,
what?
I haven't had that one either.
I've had a suck your toes moment once or twice. I'm not going to lie. Wait, another funny thing about the girls trip, you would kill me every time I spoke. You thought that a lot of the words I said sounded funny, like the waters and the, do I still sound like that to you, or you're used to me now?
Well, I was already used to you, but it's just so funny that you're like, I say it like that. You say, do you want some water? Do you want some water? Water.
And then you don't hear it.
Yeah. Which
I just told
yeah. And then you were like, wait a minute. I never realized I said, yeah, so much. And then water. So then all of a sudden you're like so aware of it. You started like trying not to say it as much.
Do you know when I got home from that trip, I said to Joe, like, I have to stop saying yeah. Like every time someone asks me something, I say yeah. And you totally made me like hypersensitive and aware of it. I don't think I say it as much as I used to because of that. Like you brought attention to my years.
Well, it's so funny. When I was a kid, my mom wouldn't let me say yeah. My mom was very strict. So if someone asked me, I said yeah, she would say, you say yes. And,
right. Because it's rude to say yeah. Because it's
not that it's rude.
It's short. It's being short with someone.
My mom was just very strict. Like we weren't allowed to chew gum in like public. So if we were, which I always laugh like, all the Jersey girls chew gum all the time, all the time. So, if I had a friend who would come over to my house and they were talking, my mom was having like a dinner party and my friends and I walk in, they'd say hi. And they were chewing gum. My mom would put her hand out and say, spit it out. I don't care if you were 16, 21, 23 years old. My mom would make them spit it out. Really? So it's like, you can't shake those things that you grew up with. You know what I mean? Like as much as I try. So now I feel like I can chew gum in my car or whatever before I get someplace, but I have to spit it out as soon as I get there. Or my mom is going to come down from heaven and make me spit it out her hand.
She's going to freak. Well, that's true. It gets like stuck in your head, certain things. My father used to always say something like, act like a lady, act like a lady. So when my daughter does anything that I find myself I always say to her, act like a lady, put your feet down, cross your legs, sit nice. Yes. Like I always say to her, act like a lady. And that sits with me from my father.
You'll never forget that. Another thing we weren't allowed to say was bucks instead of dollars. This is such a weird thing to say.
Really?
But like if someone said it's $5, my mom would literally acted like we were saying like the F word or something. So if I hear someone say, yeah, it's $20, I'm like, I just think of my mom every time. I was just telling someone this like 2 days ago, like $5, You remember my mom was from New York. So
was she?
Yeah, she's from New York. So
Where were you born?
I'm the only one that was born in LA. Kathy and Kim were also born in New York. So they all moved to California, to Bel Air when I don't know, Kim was a baby. So I was born while Kim was doing the show Nanny and the Professor. So maybe that was part of like, cause that was like a very New York thing. And my mom studied at the Academy of Dramatic Arts. So you had to, you would go to speech classes, this and that. So yeah, we weren't allowed to say bucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna chop my gum over here and tell you, it's gonna get a glass of water, and then I'm gonna get some bucks.
The gum was
she doesn't like slang. She doesn't like the quick slang. It was definitely from it was definitely from her feeling the New York crowd, and she was like, "No, we're gonna speak elegantly here in Bel Air."
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy that you like moved like you lived in Bel Air from a young child, so your family was always kind of well off, and your mother was an actress as well, or how did that go with the acting thing?
My mom studied at the Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. She always wanted to be an actress, and then she had a baby very young. We all had our first babies very young. My mom, Kathy, Kim, and myself. And my dad was very successful. A successful businessman. So he moved out from the family from New York to LA, and they built a house in Bel Air on Bellagio here in Bel Air. And, that's where I was born. Then they got divorced and they split up everything. And my dad basically said, you keep the house, and he moved to Santa Barbara or whatever. And then that was it.
And that was that. Like
and
a
then
real
we were on our own. And then it was really, he left my mom the house and whatever. And then we were already on TV series at the time. So he was like, you guys are fine with the money. So then it was just, we were like carrying the load after that.
Nice. Okay, good. And then is that how you got into, like, what made you want to be, I mean, let's talk about Halloween for a second. Not only do you do reality television, but you really started as like a child actress. You were a small actress, like
that is
from a very young age. Like, what was your first age that you actually started acting?
Well, Kim was already on a TV series when I was born, and Kathy was doing different shows and stuff. And my mom kind of felt, which I understand now, she felt like, the little one can't be left out. That's not fair, you know? So She started taking me on auditions, and I was very shy. I was always the little girl holding onto my mom's leg and hiding behind her. And she didn't want me to be like that. She wanted me to overcome my shyness. So she started taking me to auditions, you know, places that they already knew, you know, my mom because of Kathy and Kim. And I think my first job, I don't know, I was like 3 or something. And then I thought my first audition was a doctor's office, and I'm afraid of doctors. So they must have been wearing white or something, and I freaked out. So by the time I was 5, though, I was on Little House on the Prairie, and that was my first TV series.
Wow.
So that's how that started. And, you know, I didn't like say I want to be an actor, but, you know, I'm grateful to my mom always, you know, to this day. It's never lost on me that my mom, what she did, even though she was kind of living vicariously through all of us, she gave me a life, you know, and we all are where we are at now because of my mom.
She set you up. She set you
us
up.
up.
Nice. Yes.
And Paris wouldn't be where she's at or who she is without my mom, you know, kind of putting that in her head too, since she's a little girl. And every time I get like a residual, even though they're like so ridiculously small from my old movies and TV shows and stuff, I just literally think in my head, thanks, Mom, you know, because all that. I did Halloween when I was 7 years old, and now I'm still doing the franchise.
I know, that's another
thing. My mom.
That is crazy that you just also did that. And now there's going to be another Halloween, correct? There's another one.
I just wrapped it. Yeah.
Wow. That's
so
insane.
this is my third movie with Jamie Lee Curtis since I was 7 years old, which not many people can say they've been, you know, doing this many movies together, playing the same character all these years. So Jamie and I were talking about that when we were filming in Georgia, how fortunate we are. So we're very lucky.
How is Jamie? I hear that she's an incredibly nice person.
Oh my God. She's beyond the most incredible person. Just so charitable, always thinking of others. She gives so much time, energy to Children's Hospital Los Angeles, which I'm very involved in too. And that's a passion that we share together. And she's just selfless. Like, she's unbelievable. You know, she's just being with her in Georgia. It was so, so great. Spending the time, you know, with her on the set. We're at the same hotel, and she's just a loving, incredible human being that I feel, you know, I wasn't supposed to say this, but then she went on a red carpet and said it. So now that she said it, I can say it.
Spill the beans.
She shows up on the Housewives this season.
No, she does not.
Oh yeah, she does. And not in a little way either.
No, are you kidding me? Like in a drama way? Like, does she have an opinion?
Just, it's not just a hi and bye. Like, she spent the day with us.
Are you really kidding
crazy.
Me?
Yeah. Yes. And it was, you know, she spent the day with us because, like I said, we're both very involved with Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And she started this company called My Hand in Yours. And it's all 100% of the proceeds go to Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So she came on here just to talk about that and showcase that, and Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And, you know, so we had like a lunch with just Jamie and the girls at my house.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
She was like, "Are you kidding me?" And it was really, really, really.
Wait, was she
really
in
wild.
shock of how it all goes down and like the conversations? I mean, I don't know what kind of lunch you guys had. I'm assuming it was a nice one if you were doing a charity event, because usually all the housewives try to behave ourselves at anything that's with charity, because we feel like horrible people when we cause drama.
I know, right? Yeah, no, so it was funny because when she first got here, she kept like talking into the camera, and I was like, Jamie, we're not using any of that footage. And then we do something else, and she'd say, well, you guys know, and she'd look in the camera. I'm like, yeah, we're not using that, Jamie. I'm like, the cameras are not here. We have to forget that. It's really, really hard when you are used to the scripted world, and then you think, oh, reality, I can look in the camera and talk, or like, it's just really is a learning curve, let me tell you.
Let me jump back into Jamie Lee Curtis, because I'm mesmerized by the fact that she films on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. So was she in shock overall? Was she like, wow, that was crazy? Or did she enjoy her little moments?
She was entertained. She was thoroughly entertained. She was first like, is that actually real? What just happened? And I was like, yes, I don't know how to explain, but yes, everything's real. And then she said to me, I totally get now why these shows are such a big hit. Like it's really entertaining. She had like a front row seat. So yeah.
They are pretty entertaining. And I think for someone like her, who is such a big person in just the industry, to sit in a room like that and see a whole different type of filming happening, she was probably like very intrigued, I can imagine.
Well, she's just such an incredible person. And when she left, she texted me and she said, please send me all of the ladies' phone numbers and addresses. And then she sent them all messages, and then sent all of their the ones that have little kids, Christmas gifts. Like
really?
I mean, and they were just like, I cannot believe what an amazing woman she is. I just cannot say enough about her.
Wow.
Enough good
really
things.
Sweet.
Yeah. Very.
No, I've heard she's incredible. So that makes complete sense. Just touching a little bit on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I know the Bravo gods are listening and I know how this all works. You just got done filming, correct? You're done. You guys are done.
Done with primary shooting. We still have the dreaded interviews for months.
I am still, first of all, we are on air. Just so you know, we're on air tonight. We're on air right now. Okay. I am still doing interviews that are getting put into the episodes like in 5 minutes. Like literally,
it's my least favorite thing to do.
The torture of it's only now, they used to do us for 6 hours straight. Now they only give us like a 3-hour interview, which I can handle. I could never handle the 6-hour interviews, but the 3-hour I can handle, I mean,
we go from morning till night, and you're just like, oh, I don't
rehashing.
I'm like, wait, what exactly? Oh, that's right. I was really mad about that.
Because it's like you rehash, and I don't even want to. Yeah. Once I've been there and done it, I'm like, I don't even want to talk about this bish again. I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Is your season good? What do you feel when you're done? What kind of season you have. Do you have what kind of season is it?
Well, did you hear Andy said that it's the best first episode he'd ever seen, and he cried?
Oh, no. I did not hear that.
Yes. So that was pretty telling. I'm hearing really incredible things, from episodes that are already being put together now for the premiere. And just obviously living it, I think the audience is not going to be disappointed.
Hey, everyone. This is Heather Dubrow, and do I have some exciting news for you? We are launching a variety of new episodes that are going to have amazing special guests, some of my close friends, and so much more. It's going to be really fun, and we're going to get to hear from fans, new friends, and get an inside look of my world. We're really excited for you to listen and join in for Heather Dubrow's World on Podcast One. Episodes drop on Thursdays and Fridays. Tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I always know what kind of season we have. I know if it's like a little bit of like a quieter one, if it's a crazy one. You guys are always, for real, something about you guys, you can always bring in a new cast member and it works. Like that's the one thing about Beverly Hills. You have so many people to choose from. Like, I feel like there's just so many out there that just like fit the role. And it's like perfect, where it's very, very, very hard to cast Jersey, like impossible to cast Jersey.
It's not easy to cast Beverly Hills, trust me. I mean, there's a lot of boxes that have to be checked that I don't think people realize. You know, it's like, first of all, there's the lifestyle aspect. And then they have to be able to be, you know, you can have someone who has, you know, outgoing and, you know, confident and, you know, speaks her mind. And then you put a camera in front of them and they shut up and they like freeze.
Right.
And then, so you have to have someone who's, you know, also okay with cameras and can be themselves on camera. Then it has to be that the husband agrees. Then it has to be that, you know, that they sign up. There's always something doesn't work. The husband won't sign off on the kids being seen. The ex-husband said the kids been seen. Then like, no, we need to have the kids or we can't see their whole life. It's always something, you know, or, you know.
It's always the damn husband. The husbands are always like, I don't know. Like, they don't know if they want to give their wife, like, they don't want to open that door for her. And then it is always like, I feel like the wives want to do it a lot of times and the husbands are very skeptical and very nervous to embark in that world.
There's that. And then there's also like, you know, we have a lot of like private gated communities here, as you guys do. And a lot of them don't allow filming because of where we live. That's a whole thing now. So we're like, this girl will be great. Oh, she lives in blah, blah, blah. They don't allow cameras in there. So that's a big thing now that's happening with a lot of these gated communities too.
That's something I never knew. I didn't realize that that's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Because this where we live, that's, you know, there's a lot of people on television over here. So yeah, so it's always something. We're just like, check.
Wait, let me ask you what you're thinking about this Real Housewives of New York thing that they just came out of nowhere and announced that they're going to do like an OG thing and they're going to switch up the whole entire cast. I mean, they have never said anything like that before. Like that's the first time they've said like, we're going to wipe out the whole cast and start fresh. Cause my thoughts on this were always, if you're going to wipe out the whole cast at this stage in the game, then maybe the show's over. That's how I always thought about it. I never thought they would go out there and just recast a whole entire show without one of the same OGs.
You don't think they're going to keep one in there?
It is very hard to mesh. Like if you're going to keep a Ramona, right? Or even a Sonia, because I don't know which other ones are left besides Luann, right? So if you're going to,
those are the three.
Those are the three, right? That are there.
So would they be moved to the OG show?
Yes. I mean, were you not like a little baffled by this that they said?
I was actually confused. I actually texted somebody in, you know, our world and I'm like, I'm confused about this situation. Explain what's happening here.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that, you know, even Ramona, as much as she could be, you know, I know some people, she's very polarizing, but she's such good television. Like, how do you like let that go?
She's great television, knowing that we filmed with her firsthand to see it live. It's amazing because it just comes right off of her tongue. Like she's amazing.
I mean, I was entertained just myself. Like I could have just grabbed the popcorn and hung out with her alone.
Just watching her. But that's why I think there will definitely be some type of like Peacock special where we just watch Ramona get to be Ramona with like Luann and Sonia, because you cannot cast a bunch of new girls and just be like, and here's the OG Ramona. I don't see how, like, I don't know. I think that would be difficult. And I think,
you could just, you know, I mean, we're talking like, you know, like
we know what's happening. We don't know what's happening, by the way.
I have no idea what's happening.
We all have no idea.
Clear.
Yes, we don't. We have no idea.
But you could just, you know, I mean, start casting on all the people she knows, or, you know, and then people the friend of a friend and this and that. So, I mean, that's what happens in the beginning. Like when I started this show, it was like, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Who do you know? Who could you bring in? You know? So you never know.
Yeah, no, this is true. All right, Kyle, I could never let you leave without doing Grilled by Gorga, which is some rapid fire fun questions. I'm not going to grill you like Andy would on Watch What Happens Live. I promise. It's going to be.
I don't believe you.
I promise it's going to be fun questions. Now you make me want to add some like juicier questions, but this is going to be easy breezy for you. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Your first celebrity crush.
My first celebrity crush. Oh my God. Why can't I not think of Tom Cruise, maybe?
Oh, okay. Okay. Your favorite 80s song.
Oh my God. I'm going to go with John Mellencamp. Jack and Diane.
Okay. There you go. That's an 80s song. Yeah. That's 80s, right?
I mean, I think so.
I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret. I don't regret anything. I think anything I've done got me to where I am today, and I learned from those mistakes. So I don't have regrets.
Nothing? Okay, I like that. You have no regrets. What's the best decision you've ever made?
That doesn't mean I didn't make mistakes. I just feel like everything I've done, I've learned from, grown from. So it is what it is. What's my biggest mistake, you said?
No, what's the best decision you've ever made?
Marrying my husband.
No, cute little Mauricio. I love it. Okay. Yeah. What's your pet peeve? Like, tell us your pet peeve.
Lies. I cannot take a lie.
Oh, girl, you're on the wrong show.
That's why people piss me off so much. The thing is that I've been accused of a lot of things, but never lying. So that's one good thing. I cannot take a lie. If someone lies, small, whatever, it's like you're dead to me. I can't take it. And when someone's lying and they get away with it, it gives me rage.
And you're also smart enough to know that, like, when you lie on these reality shows, it's like you can like talk yourself out of something you have done, but you cannot lie. It's impossible. Like, the truth always.
No, but people do. And when they get away with it, the audience believes it. It literally makes me a crazy person. But that's just with the show. Like, in anything in life, like if someone lies or is not honest or something, it literally makes me crazy.
What is your worst date you've ever been on? I'm assuming this is going to be before Mauricio, but do you remember a time that
I just went on a date last week, Melissa. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I'm assuming it hasn't happened recently.
It's been so long. I remember I was like married young, divorced young. So I have like a very small window of opportunity to tell stories here. But I do remember one time I went on a date. And then, no. I was supposed to go on this date, and then I'd gone on a date with him. I didn't like him, so I told him I got stung by a bee because I'm so allergic. And then he told this person, I don't know why she had to make up such a lie like that. There I was telling a lie. But I was like, I'm not good with I would never be able to date now. Like if I was single, I would be screwed and not. Yeah.
Only I would be so awkward. I wouldn't even know how to like smile. I would be so awkward.
If someone even pulls up to me at a red light and smiles, like I literally, I'm embarrassed. I like want to hit the pedal to the metal and go through the red light.
Oh my God. All right. What was your first concert you've ever been to?
I think it was the Go-Go's.
Oh my God. The Go-Go's. I love the Go-Go's. All right. That's fair. Okay. Tell me something about you, which I know we know so much, but give me something about you that would surprise us.
My God, I literally thought something recently because I'm like, what else? What do I have that people don't know after being on this show that's so many years? I mean, what do people know? I mean, God, I don't know.
Are you like scared of the dark? Are you?
Yes, like, I actually am. I am afraid of the dark. That's a true thing. That's funny. You should say that. Actually, I think I was talking about that with Erica, once because I'm afraid of the dark. I think it's because I did a lot of horror films. So that's something. I'm afraid of the dark. I mean, if I needed a glass of water tonight, now we have a water machine on the top floor. I'd rather die of dehydration than go down to the kitchen by myself because I assume someone's waiting there with a knife under the kitchen sink. Everyone knows
literally why I said it because I'm the same. Like I cannot be in the dark. I can't be home alone. I freak out.
I've been home alone recently, which is rare because my house is a full house normally. And I was like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a country bumpkin at heart. If anyone knows me, I love country music. When I'm, not shooting, I'm, in Colorado in my cowboy hat and listen to my country music and hiking and meditating and, very different side of me that people don't see.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't think I knew that about you. I think I did know that you like country music. I think you did say that.
I love country music. I mean, literally anytime, like, when I'm not shooting, like I said, I'm in my cowboy boots and cowboy hat and no makeup and
you
just,
like it
yeah, I like it like that. I like to be like that.
What is your favorite late night snack?
Oh, this is the worst thing ever because cereal.
Really? Me too. Like Captain
and it's
Crunch
like
in a
kid
cup.
cereal. Yes. And I remember as a kid, I was like chubby, certain stages of my life. And I remember like eating cereal. Like, if I'm doing that again, this is not a good sign. Like, put the cereal box away.
What's your go-to cereal though? Which one is like the usual?
I like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I also like Captain Crunch. But then you just put a little, and then you put a little more, and you're like, oh, but it's just some milk left, so I better add a little more. Oh, but now I need a little more milk. And I'm like, I'm looking at the box, it's like 1/4 of a cup is this many calories. I'm like, how many cups have I had at this point? Put the cereal away. And I blame my husband for that because he started that, and now he got me sucked into it. And now we're sitting there at night having cereal, doing our thing. I'm like, I blame you for this.
That is hysterical. If you only knew that Joe and I do the exact same thing every single night. We both have our own box of cereal, and he started it, and I hear him crunching, and I go get my own box, and we both sit there with cereal at least 3 times a week. It's terrible. That is so funny. Okay. I think we might know the answer to, but what was your first job?
My first job was in TV, movies. I think,
right?
I actually don't remember what the actual first job. My first movie was playing the younger version of my sister Kim in Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh wow, that's cute.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it was just me in flashbacks. And see, that's when I had blonde hair when I was little, and it was just like flashbacks and of that. But my other things I did, like literally, I did some movies I don't really remember, and I get a residual for like less than the stamp is worth. And I'm like, I didn't even know I did this because I don't remember that far back.
I mean, did you ever have a job that was not in the entertainment world? Were you ever a waitress? Were you ever anything that had nothing to do with TV? No.
Well, yes. Actually I did. So one time I wanted to be a normal kid, and I was on a TV series, but it was summertime and we were on hiatus, and all of my friends were getting like a summer job, and I was 13, but I was on a TV series at the time called Down to Earth. So my friends, the friends of family, they own, MGA, which used to stand for the name of the initials of 3 brothers owned Guess Jeans. And there was an MGA store in Beverly Hills on Santa Monica and Rodeo Drive. And that was before the Guess stores. And that's when those jeans just came out with a zip at the bottom. And I was like, oh my God, they can get me a job working in a store so I can be like a normal kid. So my friend Beth and I got a job there. And I was thinking I was going to be like selling things on the floor, even though I was 13. And they just had me folding in the back where I had to separate the crew neck from V-neck and sizes all day long. And every time I would get my little check, I would turn it in for a pair of stonewash colored jeans. Yes.
I'm like forcing my daughter right now. Like I'm telling her, you're 16. It's time to get a job. All her friends have jobs. She's like, Mom, I'm like, no, you need to work at Envy. Like you need to start working. Like, I just want her to know that like she needs to go to work. I had a job at the boardwalk at the pizza stand when I was 14. So
my sister Kathy worked at Perry's Pizza.
Oh, did she?
And I remember visiting her once. She had like a burgundy and white checkered shirt.
I cannot picture it. I'm just going to say that right now.
Kathy Hilton working at Perry's Pizza.
Yeah. I mean, that's hysterical. Okay. What is your favorite TV show that you guys are like binge watching right now? What are you binge watching, or what's your favorite show?
I love Yellowstone because I love all that.
If you knew how many answers, like everybody says Yellowstone, like it's
I just live for that. I want to live like that. I look at everything they wear, the stories, the characters, it's amazing. And I'm not even a big TV watcher. My husband, I kind of just end up watching what he watches. But yeah, or, Teddy and I will text each other and be like, what do I need to watch tonight? Like I did watch Belfast because I was like, I better get on the ball. The Oscars are coming. So I kind of tend to watch a lot movies more because it's a big commitment. I like people who really are committed to a TV show. I'd really admire. Like all these people have said, like, I've never missed that episode of the Housewives. I'm like, wow, that's commitment.
That is.
You go back every week and you stick with these people.
It's commitment.
You gotta love it. Yeah,
okay, but I always end with, if the day's about you, how do you treat yourself? What does Kyle do to treat herself if it's all about you today?
Exercise. I would either, work out in the gym or go on a hike with my Teddy and Jen. And then I would meditate after. I do not go a day without meditating.
Wait, I did not know you meditate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see, there we go. That's another secret about myself. I do not go a day without meditating. And it's really changed for me. I used to think I had to do like, oh, I need to take a course because I don't really get exactly what it is. And I was going to sign up for these classes. And then the pandemic hit. And then I actually started learning about meditating from the Peloton app. So, Ross Rayburn is a teacher on there that I love. And I finish every workout. And if I have to skip the workout, I'll say, well, at least I'm going to do my meditation before I do anything else. And it really, really does change your whole mindset for the day.
Does it really? That is one thing I don't know a lot about it. I've never really read up on it, but I know that that's like people who do it love it. And
it's intimidating when you don't know exactly how it works. And it sounds like, oh, which is why I like the guided meditations on the Peloton app. But I would like after my workout, lay out a blanket down under a tree in my backyard and put, my AirPods in and listen. And I was like, oh my God, this is a game changer. I can't even, I handle situations and people very differently after my meditating.
It's good for anxiety, no? Like it just takes away all of the anxiety.
My anxiety, knock on wood, I need a piece of wood, is really been great lately. And I have to think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
It hasn't reared its ugly head in a while.
Well, good. That's so good to hear. Kyle, I love you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this today. It was so much fun. And I made so many good memories with you on the girls trip. I cannot wait to watch the new season of Beverly Hills. And I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends, correct?
Yeah. I'm
super excited about that. And hopefully I come out to LA. I want to do dinner and see you soon.
Let's do that. Well, I'll teach you how to meditate.
Yeah. And you can introduce me to Storm. I want to meet Storm.
Yes, you can come over and play with my dogs. We can meditate under a tree. I'll see you then.
Well, thank you. Bye. Thank you for doing this. Love you. Have a good day.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
The mystery sale is back at JCPenney. Hurry in store for our coupon giveaway. You could score an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. That's instant savings on top of already great prices, like tees for the fam starting at $9.99 and Home Expressions bath towels only $4.99. Plus, extended store hours Friday and Saturday. Surprise! Shopping is back. JCPenney. Offers good on select styles through 4/16. Exclusions apply. Giveaway in store only while supplies last. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.